You hear that? That's the awkward silence of a family dinner after you just got caught vaping. Most vapes contain high levels of nicotine and disappointment. Brought to you by The Real Cost and the FDA.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I'm going to try to make this like a 15-minute, there's a game updating right now, so what other games needs to be updated? I'm just overall checking to see, because I am going to try to live stream later, or after I'm done with this podcast episode, but hold on, let me make sure my internet connection. My internet connection is all messed up. Yep, it's messing up. So I'm going full with it because I already know some bull crap is gonna happen. But anyways, so overall, I wanted to talk on growing on a platform, growing on whatever platform of you're choosing. Pretty much, I will be in a way giving y'all tips on how to grow, but I don't expect you guys to listen to what I say and then overall think something's gonna happen. It's the thing is with growing on any platform, it is gonna be a process. It is gonna take a while. Some may take longer than others. Some may be shorter than others. But yeah, it's that's the thing where it's YouTube back then was all about a video going viral. And that's how it is today, but I think people are just a little bit more consistent with their videos going viral. They consistently post content, but there will be that video. That's how a person blows up. That's how a person, So that's why I'm you gotta just keep overall coming out with content in order for something to blow up, So it's you have to do something funny, you gotta do something interesting. That's why when you see me doing a bunch of different types of videos, I'm my mindset is that this gonna be the next video that blows up, or the next 20 videos I post is gonna be one of them videos is gonna be the next video to blow up. So that's why if you guys wonder why I have so many YouTube channels, why I do so many different things, it's because I just have a mindset built for it. So. But anyways, the reason why I'm doing this because last night I was live streaming, and lately during my live streams I've just been doing the just chatting thing. I haven't been playing no games. But this person, whoever it was, they were really pressed over the fact that I wasn't playing no games, and I'm I've said it numerous times, I have a connection, but it just seemed that wasn't getting through to them, and I'm how many times do I have to tell you in order for a person to get to where they need to get to on Twitch, YouTube, everywhere, you have to have a following. In order to have hundreds of thousands of people on your stream, or hundreds of thousands of people watching your videos, or hundreds of thousands of people liking your TikTok video, or monthly listeners on Spotify, you have to have a following. Process that through your brain. You have to have a following. But they were so pressed and upset at the fact that I was just chatting. They were just if you want to get streamers, you're going to have to be playing games. I'm I've played games. These past few weeks have not been this wasn't the first time I've ever streamed in my life. I've streamed before. I've played video games before. That was long before I had 100 and something followers, all right? That was actually before I had 100 followers. I don't think I started posting about having 100 followers. I think that first time I got a strike, I think that's when I had hit 100 followers. But prior before that, I was playing video games with literally no followers, a few followers here and there and stuff. The people that have followed me was friends of mine, or if I was to join a person's stream and become cool with the chat, and then there's times where people from chats have followed me. So that's what I mean, you have to have a following in order to get a bunch of, but it's you can chat, you can do whatever you want to do on Twitch, but you just have to be consistent with it. Because there's been times people have clicked on my streams randomly, or they've found me through YouTube, or it's a friend of mine that I went to school with, or somebody that I overall know. But That's who I'm overall like. And that's the thing. I'm like, when at times when random people do join, like they get mad or impressed or upset about something, I'm not like, look, I don't know what y'all mad for, but I'm like, this ain't that type of stream. I ain't here to argue with people and stuff. So just let me run my stream the way I want to run my stream. Like, if there's a problem with that, I'm not asking you to, like, bend over backwards for my stream. I'm saying, like, join the stream, support it. Like, that's why I'm like, people just get so mad and pressed over what you're doing. And I'm like, rather than arguing with me about how to grow a stream, like, and that was the one thing that I said. I was like, look, I've been on the internet for like 11 years. I know how the game works, okay? I know how the game works. Now, it might be a little bit slower with me, but it's also been slower for other people. There's people that I know that have been in the game for a lot longer than I have, and they're just now catching their first break. There are people that won't catch their break until when they're like in their 30s or 40s. There's people and that's one thing where I'm like, I don't let my age, or I don't let the time process, or I don't let none of that stuff get to me. I'm like, I wake up every day as if I'm starting this stuff up all over again. So I'm like, I'm always constantly thinking of content. I'm always constantly working on content. There's never a time where I'm not working on content. There's never a time when I'm not thinking about content. Even doing this podcast, this podcast episode, I know right afterwards I'm either going to record videos or live stream. So I have my mind made up on what I'm going to do. Like, that's one thing for sure. I have my mind made up on what I'm going to do. So I'm like, so for somebody to come in and try to like tell me to alter it or to change it, I'm like, has this worked for other people? Because I'm saying there's probably people that have been streaming a lot longer than I have that plays video games literally every day. And that's what the person was trying to say. Like, if you want people to go to your stream, you have to be playing a video game. I'm like, I was just saying that these past few weeks, like, about like what, however long ago, well, when I had just started streaming during that second strike that I had on YouTube, I started streaming. Prior before that, I had streamed numerous times. I had just recently just started doing this just chatting thing, but prior before, I was playing Call of Duty, I was playing Fortnite, I was playing like all the biggest games that were out. There was one time I think I even streamed Dead by Daylight, Dead by Daylight. So I'm like, I've played games before. All right, I played games before during live streams. I barely got any followers, so that's why I'm like, yo, I don't know who you saw that was like playing video games, and then out of nowhere they got 60 something thousand, because they mentioned some random streamer and they was just all like, they play video games and got 60 something thousand followers. I'm like, yes. Why? Because they have a following on different platforms. I'm like, or they grew on different platforms. But I'm like, yo, it's like, to whoever that person was, I'm like, and if they didn't, I'm like, all right, kudos to them. But that's the thing. I'm like, everybody grows differently. Like, there's people that follow in the same path or the same footsteps. But if I want to follow in my own path and my own footsteps, I'm pretty much, the reason why I do what I do and I defend it is because I want to let other people know, like, whatever you got on your mind, like, you can go for it, you can do it, but just defend it. Don't get butthurt or don't get pressed or upset by what somebody else says about what you're doing or feel discouraged. Like, keep doing what you're doing and be proud of it. Every video that I post, every live stream that I do, whatever content that I'm coming out with on any platform whatsoever, I am proud of it. I am happy about it. Why? Because I actually built up the motivation, built up the courage to, there's people out here that be struggling for that stuff. So that's why I'm like, my thing is, it's like, if I'm just chatting, or I'm playing a video game, or I'm doing whatever, and somebody's watching my content and they get motivated, because there's been times when people have told me that, where they've watched my content and they've been motivated by what I do. But at the same time, I tell them, like, don't be exactly like me. Like, be yourself when it comes to anything that you want to do when it comes to the internet. Like, you don't have to be like me. So yeah, people, they just get so upset and pressed and butthurt by, like, whatever I'm doing. And I'm like, man, just support it. Dang, I'm like, why is it so hard for people to support stuff? Like, that's why I'm going to just start asking people from now on. It's like, why is it so hard for people to just start supporting stuff? Like, I'm not asking you to, like, because my thing is, like, there's Twitch streamers out there that literally be doing stuff just for the money. I'm doing stuff for pure entertainment. If I do make money off of it, then I do. But there's, like, women out there. Who was that one Twitch streamer? I can't remember who that Twitch streamer was, but she was all like, if you have time to sit down and watch my stream, then you have time to donate money to me. I could be one of those streamers, but I'm not. Because I'm like, no. And I've said this numerous times. When I start up a stream or when I'm streaming, I treat it as if this is like the lunchroom hour where I'm like, all my friends is at the table. We all just sitting around, cracking jokes, talking amongst each other, debating on sports. Because I'm saying, like, the past few streams where there's one of my friends, I would consider him a friend, but his name is Sky the Limit. If you see him in my stream, just show him love or something. But anyway, but yeah, by the way, follow me on Twitch, TMossBoss. Just search it up, you'll find me and stuff. But anyways, but no, Sky, me and him we were sitting there cracking jokes about Xfinity. I'm all like, that's the type of stuff where I'm like, that type of energy where we can just sit there and talk as if we're in the same room or if we're in the same area or something. I'm like, that type of, those are the fans that I look for. Or maybe a few days ago, we were over here talking, or it was me, and I think it was I think he just recently followed me, but he said he discovered me through some other videos, and he said that I think he said he found me through an EDP reaction video, and then he said he looked up how to do reaction videos and then seen me again, and so that's why he came back and overall, was following me, subscribe to me, chatting in my Twitch account. But no, me and him, we were talking about like video games, we were talking about sports, and that type of energy. I'm like, that's the type of stuff that I seek out when I'm streaming. I'm not looking for people to argue about me on what I'm streaming. I'm like, that type of stuff. I'm like, I would never, my thing is like, I don't care what that person is doing. If I can have a conversation with them and talk with them as if we've been friends for years, that's it. I'm not going to go to a person's stream and tell them like, oh, this is what you need to be streaming in order to get followers. No, like my thing is like, okay, you put it to the test. You stream whatever video game you do, whatever you want to do, then you come back and down like, okay, I see that. I'm like, all right, well, what you said was true. So I need to start playing video games. I need to start doing this. I need to start doing that. But I'm like, man, when people be so quick to give you advice on what you're doing, and I'm like, look, I don't mind doing what I'm doing. The thing is like, I feel like I don't do enough of what I'm doing. But when somebody's telling me on how to do it, and then they're thinking that, oh, if I were to stream Call of Duty right now, am I going to get 100,000 followers? No, it is a process. That's another thing that I was telling that person. It takes time. It is a process. And I remember that was the last thing I said to that, whoever that person was. They actually had came from another stream. I thought they were chill, but they just started flipping out on me over doing the just chatting stuff. But and even the person that they came from, I'm like, it's not to discourage their Twitch account, but I'm saying this person plays video games all the time, and I got more followers than them. So like I said, you have to have a following. You have to have but anyways, they went on to say like, oh, this person, they named off some random person I never even heard of, talking about how they got 60-something thousand followers. My thing is like, the goal ain't 60-something thousand followers for me. The goal is to be one of the most followed people on Twitch. The goal is to be one of the most subscribed people on YouTube. I'm not aiming for like a 60,000. I'm aiming for 100,000. After that, set it for 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, keep going on and on and on. So I'm like, if I do that with just chatting, if I gotta be the best just chatting Twitch streamer on the platform, I will aim for that. If I feel like playing a video game, I will do that. But I'm like, man, it's like but he came at me and said that. I'm like, okay, how long it took him to get to that? I'm like, because if he's been going at it for years, I'm all like, obviously 60-something thousand is not where he wants to be at. But I'm like, is he like the face of Twitch? Is he like the part owner of it? Because so many people know him. I know for a fact that he's not the most followed Twitch streamer on the platform. So that's why I'm like, bruh, like, where does that even come from? Okay, that's that person. Okay, it's like, I'm positive it probably took them years or months, however long, but it's like, you telling me, oh, I gotta start playing video games right now, so I start playing video games right now. Am I gonna get 60,000 followers? No, I'm not gonna get 60,000 followers. Nothing works like that. It takes time for people to grow. Process that through your head. It ain't gonna be something that's gonna happen overnight. If it does happen overnight, then you did something that was like, it was a trend. You did something that entertained the world. But other than that, ain't nothing going to happen overnight. There's times where I would have to say, to talk on myself a little bit, I have put out some of the best content on YouTube. Some of the best content on YouTube. Just recently, I did this remix of this like copyright free song that I hear from time to time. It's actually it's like one of my favorite songs now. It's probably like my favorite song I discovered this year. But it's this song called Shine by Spectrum. So what I did was, in the way that I did it, I was like, bro, like this is some talented stuff right here. Where I didn't even use a legitimate like music software program to like, I made it sound good in a video editing program that doesn't even focus on working on music. So that's why I'm like, bro, I did that. And I'm like, you would think that that would be some of the most viewed content, but it's not. I've came out with some of the most funniest gaming videos. Is it the most viewed content? No. I came out with some of the most best reaction videos. Maybe with some of them, it's like it depends on what it is. Like if you search it up, it'll probably be the most viewed content. But other than that, there's other content that I uploaded that's been uploaded for years and they just did not go viral. And that wasn't me just sitting around just chatting. No, from gaming to videos on my other channels to memes I posted on TikTok that I created myself. Like, I don't know, like, yeah, I'm like, whoever this person is, I'm like, you have to understand, things is a process. Stuff just don't happen overnight. Stuff just don't happen just because you're streaming whatever. I'm all like, if you want to see, my thing is, that's one thing that I've always spoke on, and I know people are all like, oh, this is how you lose followers, this is how you lose subscribers. No, this is just me overall just responding to a person. When you come at me sideways talking about you need to start doing this, I'm like, okay, well, how come you're not doing it? How come you're not at this amount of subscribers or these amount of viewers or whatever? And then that's one thing, like, even when it was, like, what videos probably before, people, when I was, like, on YouTube, people said that to me. I'm like, okay, well, how come you're not where you want to be at? I'm saying, like, you'll make bank off of your advice, right? So how come you're not where you want to be at? And that's always their response. Oh, well, I just only see YouTube as a hobby. I don't want to do YouTube. I'm like, okay, well, then don't. I want to talk to people that takes their job seriously. You see it as a hobby, so overall, you're not seeing it as a serious thing. So for you to give me advice on something and you don't even see it as a serious thing, I'm like, you can't, that's not valid advice. That's going just based off of whatever you built up in your head. So I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm like, people, y'all need to understand, when you're talking to somebody that treats their their content serious and they're being serious about it and they doing stuff literally every single hour of the day. There's at times where I'm staying up till like 4 or 5 a.m. recording videos or working on videos. So I'm like, I know I take my job seriously, but I'm like, when people come at me and they don't take it seriously, or they treat it as a hobby, or they don't even have no followers, no videos, no views, no live streams, no subscribers, none of that stuff, and then they try to come to me, and I'm all like, who are you? Like, it's like, no disrespect, but I'm just all like, do you have like a bigger account that I don't know about, and you're just using this like fake account to just, like fit in with the crowd or something? Because if so, I'm like, all right, well then show me your main account. But other than that, I'm like, I can't really go based off of what you say. I'm like, I'm going to go based off of if a bigger content creator gives me, and it's funny because when bigger content creators, when they speak on my content, they always say, you're putting in work, you're doing a good job, you're doing this, you're doing that. So I'm like, I'm going to keep listening to them. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm like, it's obviously getting me somewhere. Me overall listening to bigger content creators and overall like the bigger fan base and whatever I'm getting myself into, that's what gets me followers. That's what gets me to where I want to get to in life. But listening to somebody that's like, I'm not even going to say that this dude was a hater. I'm not even going to say that he was hating, but I'm like, to overall listen to somebody and it's like, you don't really have nothing to show for. I'm like, where is that going to lead me? Maybe I should start listening to these guys and overall see where it's like, where I end up leading at. Because honestly, I know with haters, I know with some like people that have hated on my content, if I were to listen to them, I'd probably be homeless. I probably would be downright crazy, sitting in the same crazy house in one floor of the cuckoo's nest, yelling about some cigarettes. That's honestly where I would see myself listening to haters. But listening to my fans, listening to people that actually care about my craft and my content, and people that understand how it feels, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, they understand, they know. So, anyways, yeah, I swear, man, it's like, it's just to let y'all know how it is to be a content creator, for those that are just starting off, you're going to have people trying to tell you what to do. Overall, do what you want to do, but just know it's going to take some time, all right? So, anyways, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, or if you are viewing it on YouTube, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. But if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed it too. What else? I know I just recently got added to iHeartRadio. They sent me a second email talking about that. I'm like, I guess I got added twice. But anyway, they like my podcast so much, they made sure, they were like, nah, bro, we got add his podcast twice. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm available on multiple platforms, and including I have a YouTube channel. I'm currently working on getting all the seasons posted on that YouTube channel, as I'm like actively working on seasons, and like the latest season right now, which is 53. And yeah, I'm like on season 10 right now. So I'm like slowly rising and stuff through the ranks. But anyways, yeah, I will talk to y'all later though. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Like and subscribe, follow, subscribe, however it's set up. Check out my merch store. Check me out on Twitch. Check me out on YouTube. My main channel, TMossBoss, gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming. I got more other channels than that. I got 27 YouTube channels. So I'm like, pick and choose which one you want to be interested in. But yeah, until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.